Yo, what's going on, YouTube? And welcome back to Goal Line Hockey. Guys, it's your boy Kevin Ford today. We are taking a look today at the Anaheim Ducks as I continue my predictions for the offseason, for the 2021 offseason. And we're looking at the Anaheim Ducks today. Let's get right into that in this video. So, first things first, we're going to go to the draft floor. We're going to keep coaching the same. We're going to keep scouting the same. We're going to keep that all the same internally. Now going to the draft floor, we're not going to see any buyouts this offseason. There's been talk about Kevin Shattenkirk. That's not happening either. So going to the draft floor, the Anaheim Ducks, whether they select first, second, third, or fourth, they are going to be selecting a defenseman. And it's pretty easy for them, because the good thing is they are probably going to pick between one of two defensemen. Now, if they get the first overall pick, it will be Owen Power. If it is 2, 3, or 4, you could argue that the Anaheim Ducks will go with left shot defenseman Simon Edvinsson. And I think that would be a great pick for the Ducks. He fits what they're looking for, another left shot defenseman. As they rebuild that blue line on the fly here, a guy like Simon Edvinsson would definitely help out. Again, that's the stronger possibility. If I was a betting man, I'd say Simon Edvinsson. But if the Ducks get lucky enough where they get that number 1 overall draft pick, you bet it will be left shot defenseman Owen Power. So whether it's Owen Power or Simon Edvinsson, because of the new draft order, they will be drafting anywhere between 1 and 4 overall, which leaves them the great possibility of, if guys like Matty Beniers and Dylan Genscher are projected to be in that top 4, even at 4, the Ducks could still get Simon Edvinsson. All right, so we're moving on to a trade. Now, this isn't a big trade. Troy Terry, a guy we've heard about potentially being traded, a former first-round pick by the Ducks back in the mid-2010s, and he looked okay toward the end of the season, was actually playing in the top 6, but the Ducks were obviously maybe looking to see what they could get for him in value this summer, playing him on the top lines. So the question is, what are you trading for? Well, ideally, we're continuing the theme of adding defense. Add a defenseman. And there's a couple guys you could look at. Now, these are bigger names, but you got Colorado. You have Ryan Graves and Connor Timmins. Maybe Connor Timmins straight up. Maybe. Just saying. Ryan Graves is a little bit more of a stretch. The Ducks are going to have to throw in something else, and they're probably not going to like that. But again, that is something you could look at. And talk about throwing something else into the deal. Boston's Brandon Carlo, I think, would be a great addition. Just imagine the thought, going into next season, you have Simon Edvinsson or Owen Power and Brandon Carlo on your blue line in Anaheim. That would be really, really good. Now, what if they take a guy like, say, Jake DeBrusk in the deal as well? That could maybe help them out. Again, there's certain other factors here. Maybe if they take Troy Terry, they retain a lot of his salary, the Ducks, and that way they could, the Bruins, it's more enticing because he's a really cheap option and he could slide right into the lineup. That may be something they look at. Another thing that I think the Ducks should look at as well is to sign Brendan Lemieux or Brett Ritchie. One of those two guys, a little bit more of a power forward, grinder-esque player that can play in your bottom 6 and add a little bit of grit. The Ducks have really not had much of that. Again, Ryan Getzlaf is still there, but we're assuming this offseason, Ryan Getzlaf will retire. Corey Perry was another great example of that. Ryan Kessler, he is now going to be on the IR. He will not return. So the Ducks need a little bit more grit up front, and I think a guy like Brendan Lemieux or Brett Ritchie could absolutely add that for the Anaheim Ducks. And Nick Delorier has been that guy for the most part. They have guys like Carter Rowney, but I think an upgrade in that category, maybe a younger guy, like I said, like a Brendan Lemieux or a Brett Ritchie would be a very nice touch to this young up-and-coming Ducks team. Again, I'm not going too crazy here with the Ducks. Like I said, we'll do a recap. Draft a defenseman, whether it's Owen Power or Simon Edvinsson. Trade Troy Terry, whether that's for a Ryan Graves or a Brandon Carlo or a Connor Timmins. Find a defenseman out there, maybe Calgary's Oliver Chillington. There are guys around the league that you could maybe fetch. What about a Jeremy Lauzon, right? There are guys around the league that the Ducks could look at. Jakub Zaboral, right? Another guy that kind of failed as a former first-round pick. Troy Terry for Jakub Zaboral. How does that look, Bruins fans? And then I also think they should add some grit in the bottom six. Brendan Lemieux, Brett Ritchie. Those are the kind of guys you could look at. And maybe even a return of Corey Perry. Again, with that whole buyout thing, maybe not. There may have been too much damage done in that relationship, but there are plenty of guys that the Ducks could look at. So, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. What do you think the Anaheim Ducks should do here in the 2021 offseason? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And if you guys like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey, want to see the latest news around the NHL, you already know what to do. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and an even bigger subscribe down below. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and let's go Ducks.